Hi, my name is Josh Barger, and the title to this speech is Why Do I Believe That Corn Should Be Fed to Deer? Have you ever been in the woods or an outdoor environment where you have seen a mother deer, caring for her young fawn? The fawn is usually the one with the spots. I have seen them many times as a hunter. As some of you may know, a mother deer needs lots of energy when caring for her young fawn. And one of those methods of providing her energy is controlled corn feeding. Why, you may ask, that I believe that corn should be fed to deer? According to the Quality Deer Management Association website, corn has 7 to 10% protein, and it's very high in fat and carbohydrates, which in other words, it provides fast energy and it'll help them with their coats, thickness, and fat content. It is a great source of energy for deer in the fall and in the early months, especially in the northern part of the country, where winters are harsh and vegetation is scarce. Also, in addition to providing a tasty meal and energy source for deer, corn makes an outstanding and for bedding and thermal cover for the deer when it's left unharvested. The website also explains and says that the corn is most beneficial when it's planted in a larger block, like maybe 1 acre block at a time. I now believe that feeding corn can be very beneficial, especially when mother deer are weaning their fawns. It is a great source of energy and fat. I am a hunter, and for a while I stopped putting corn out because I had done some research again beforehand, and it showed that corn caused acidosis, toxicity, and different things in the deer that could hurt the deer. Well, I've now done more research, and corn will not hurt deer as long as it's in controlled feeders and sit out at a certain amount at a time, not a whole bunch at a time. So, if it's done in moderation, it's actually beneficial, especially using a controlled feeder. And many of you have probably seen these feeders. These feeders are at Walmart, Fred's probably, Academy Sports for sure, Bass Pro Shops, and they come, like a Moultrie feeder. It's got a motor on bottom with a battery, and it's got a little programming deal. It's got a little guide in there. You can set it for what time that you want this corn to be spread out on the ground, and it'll spread out some corn for 10-15 seconds and stop, and it won't put any more corn out until the next time that you set it for. Or if you only set it for one time a day, then it will come back around 24 hours. It'll go off again for 15 seconds and spread the corn out. That's what I'm talking about in moderation. And after reading articles on the deerfriendly.com website and the Quality Deer Management Association website, I now have changed my outlook on feeding corn to deer, and also have changed my methods as well. And what I mean by that is I used to have pipe feeders, and I'd put it out, and it's a gravity-fed feeder. You pour the corn in the pipe feeder, and as the deer eat it out, it just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and does not stop. So they could sit there and eat and eat and eat, and it won't stop. They'll just sit there and eat themselves until they're just plumb full and walk off. It's not in moderation like it should be. So I pulled all my pipe feeders up, and now I have bought and put out tripod feeders with motors that controlled time feeding. Why should we use corn feeders? After doing some extensive research and reading about corn diseases and consumption amounts, I have been led to believe that feeding corn in moderation by using controlled feeders is actually beneficial. That does not mean go out and pour a whole bag on the ground. Controlled feeders can feed at a controlled rate, which is more beneficial to deer, just like I got through mentioning to you. Controlled feeders can be programmed to feed at certain times of the day. Again, what are the benefits of feeding corn to deer? Corn is high in fat and carbohydrates, which can help them with a thick coat of fur, which is very helpful during the winter months, of course. Corn is also a great source of energy for deer in the fall and early winter. Corn can be very important in the northern areas of the country where winters are harsh and vegetation is not abundant. Also, in addition to giving a tasty meal and an energy source, corn makes outstanding bedding and thermal cover for deer if left unharvested. In conclusion, so why do I believe that corn should be fed to deer? Number one, because it provides vital energy to the mother when they have newborn fawns, especially when vegetation is scarce. Number two, because it is high in fat and carbohydrates to help during winter months. Number three, and when fed in controlled feeders, I believe it could be considered a healthy food supplement. Thank you for your time and listening to this speech. Have a blessed day.